You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
The last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Rebel Broadcast, my monthly YouTube show, also now available on Facebook. We got a good show ahead of us. We've got great clips from a bunch of different events all over the country. We have the Uzi News Network, rapid fire news that'll blow you away. And we've got some other good, interesting tidbits. Remember, we are a DIY show. No money for advertising. Yeah, the microphone here, it's props. Look, not even plugged into anything. Cheap bastards! Yeah, I know what you're expecting. You're expecting a fake advertisement, but we can't do that every month. Let's just get right to it, shall we?
You need Depend for discreet, effective protection. Depend puts protection where it's most effective. Try regular or extra absorbency for bladder control problems.
Yeah, nice quality work there. Geez, Microsoft Paint? Top notch. Top notch show we got here. Real quality. Top notch.
Everybody, it's a secret. Dave Venom doesn't know what's going on right now. The motherfucker owes me money. You wanna know how much money? You wanna know an exact amount? It's a lot of money.
Yeah, the Mike Saga DJ Venom financial situation. Mike Saga stiffed me $3.
From what I remember, because I drink a lot of whiskey, I remember I paid that guy all this money to play for me, right? And then I give the guy the money. I needed fucking change. And guess what? That motherfucker didn't give it to me.
You know how drunk he gets.
Yeah.
And I'm, being a straight edge, sober person, So,
Jameson erases my mind.
okay, I'd be cool with that, But, it was one of those situations where it was the principle.
I'm gonna get really emotional right now.
Being the socialist I am, I would like to take that $3 that he owes me and separate it. And there's 300 people here tonight. I'd like to give them each a penny. That's the socialist way. But I can't because of Mike fucking Saga.
Asshole! Not anymore. I'm a lonely man. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That motherfucker owes me like under $5, and I'm gonna fucking get it.
Welcome to the Uzi News Network, rapid fire news that will blow you away with your host, DJ Venom.
Welcome everybody to this edition of the Uzi News Network. We've got some great stuff ahead of us. We've got some nuggets of wisdom, some buckets of information, and barrelfuls of shit that pisses me off. Let's get to it. UN humanitarian chief Stephen O'Brien said that over 20 million people face the threat of starvation and famine in 4 countries: Yemen, Somalia, South Sudan, and Nigeria. Along with the famine, you've got a complete lack of medical assistance. Hospitals aren't being staffed. They're not even in operational form. A bunch of things contributed to this. A little bit, you've got drought in certain areas, but mostly this is due to war. You've got civil war going on in all of these 4 countries. Here are your ways to help. Well, first off, you can contact your government and tell them to stop selling weapons or giving weapons away to fund these civil wars or proxy wars that are going on. The situation in Yemen is, it's another Syrian crisis we've got going on here. We are giving tons of weapons to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is bombing the hell out of Yemen, and it's two-sided. Iran, I'm talking to you too. Knock that shit off. The other way you can help is by donating to UNICEF or similar organizations. But as I always say, research a charity before you give. Speaking of humanitarian aid, Colin Kaepernick, Ben Stiller, and a few others put together a drive for some humanitarian aid to Somalia. Helping to convince Turkish Airlines to donate a 60-ton cargo plane to transport food and water. Bravo is all I could say. So let me add that to the awesome things that Colin Kaepernick has done. Check out his website, Kaepernick7.com, and you can check out his foundation along with his $1 million pledge, and you can see all the stuff that he's done that has been fantastic. And how has our President Donald Trump reacted to Colin Kaepernick's generosity? Well, he decided to pick on the free agent football player and say that no one will sign him because, quote, NFL owners don't want to get an angry tweet from Donald Trump. Yeah, this guy just came out and donated all this stuff. He's doing so much great humanitarian work, and you're going to insult him. And you're going to talk about yourself in the third person. Fucking piece of... All right, since I've opened up the Donald Trump thing, let's talk about the American Health Care Act, or Trump Care, or Ryan Care, or whatever it's being tossed around. It did not get the votes it needed to replace Obama's Affordable Health Care Act. There were a couple of reasons. Trump blames the Democrats, of course, but the truth is he didn't have all the votes from the Republicans either. There were some moderate Republicans who definitely feared their re-election campaign would hit a snag if the bill passed, and 20 million Americans found themselves without health insurance. But there's also a group of Republicans, the Freedom Caucus, who think that the bill isn't brutal enough. Add that to the fact that the Koch brothers have agreed to pledge tons of money in election funds, but only to Republicans who vote against the bill, because believe it or not, it would actually interfere with their already lucrative income that the billionaire brothers are pulling in. There should be a word that describes a money transaction where someone in politics gets paid a lot of money to do something that someone else does. There really should be a word to describe that. We'll get back to that. As Trump said, who knew healthcare could be so complicated? Healthcare doesn't have to be complicated. It's called a single-payer healthcare. Single-payer healthcare is a system in which the state, rather than private insurers, pay for healthcare costs. The program would be funded by the savings obtained from replacing today's inefficient, profit-oriented multiple insurance payers with a single streamlined non-profit public payer, and by modest new taxes based on the ability to pay. I could spend this whole newscast describing it, but I definitely suggest you do some research on it. Bernie Sanders has been preaching this for years. He just put something through, the bill HR 676 he put through, which will no doubt be voted down by both Republicans and Democrats. But Venom, I thought the Democrats were all for this. Well, here's the problem. Who would a single-payer healthcare affect in a negative way? Insurance companies and pharmaceutical companies. And both of those donate heavily to both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. Once we start putting people over profit, then we can start making positive changes to our society. Look it up again, single-payer healthcare. Ladies and gentlemen, we lost another one. New England house DJ and legend Mark Greenland, aka Marky G, passed away this month. If you were from New England, you have most likely been influenced by the sounds of Marky G. Not just as a DJ, but as a writer. He had so much influence in the New England scene, especially the house music scene. Such a great guy. Infectious smile, always in a good mood. We had some really good times, Marky. I'm gonna miss you. I'd say the best way you can pay your respect, why don't you visit his SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/DJ Marky G. I'm sure it's what he would have loved. Play one of his mixes for one last time. Love you, Marky. Rest in peace. Alright, Easter is right around the corner. Let me stop you right there if you're thinking of going into a pet store and buying a bunny. Right after Easter, you don't even know how many shelters are filled with bunnies that were gifted for Easter. Knock it off. Really, seriously. If you are going to buy somebody a bunny, first of all, make sure that they're going to be committed to taking care of a bunny. It is a pet. It is an animal. It is a living creature. It's not a box of friggin' chocolates. If you are going to go that route, please visit a shelter. There are plenty of good bunnies that could use a home. For the love of God. Alright, here's a couple more tidbits for you. Finally, the judge approves a $97 million settlement to replace Flint's water lines. That didn't take that long, did it? Attorney General Jeff Sessions said he would cut off billions in federal grant money to cities that don't share the Trump administration's strict approach to enforcing immigration laws. In world news, Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny was arrested after anti-corruption protests spread all over the country. And Trump signs executive order rolling back regulation on carbon emissions and has a whole bunch of other anti-environment orders ready to take out Obama's Clean Power Plan. He is just trying to friggin' kill the environment. This is absolutely ridiculous. Let's leave off on a good note. Let's show a picture of my dogs. They are the absolute cutest things in the world.
Wrong.
God damn it, you piece of friggin' shit. Oh my...
This has been a presentation of the Uzi News Network, sponsored by Morlock Musik, Socialist Alternative, and Mission Control.
Henry, they want your technology.
How would you like the new you?
Dance Nation presents